Hello, welcome to the studio. This week I'm giving you a tour of my new series of work, which is a mixture of dry point and photopolymer etching. If you don't know what that is, then watch the video. I show you the plates and explain how it's done. If you like what you see, then please do click like, subscribe to the channel. There's lots more to see at ruthander.co.uk. There's available work to buy, there's self-paced video courses, and you can sign up for my newsletter if you wish. Okay, so I'm just going to take you on a tour of my latest series. In actual fact, really, these are three of one plate, and then I've got an odd one out here, but it kind of has the same feel, same atmosphere, so I've put them all together. And these are all photopolymer plates originally. So that is a photopolymer etching, which is the sort of wishy-washy marks, I suppose. And then these ones here have also had this dry point plate printed as well. So these are actually two plates, these two here, this one as well, which I really like. I like the sort of real softness of the photopolymer etching alongside the rather scratchy dry point line. I think they work really well together. And these are Seascapes. So originally this was inspired by looking out to Portland, the Isle of Portland in Dorset, with the all-important rain kind of going over. So these are these are printed, the two plates were printed at the same time, so to speak, one out straight after the other while the paper was still damp. And this lovely wash of colour here is actually chine collé. So that's a piece of tissue paper that's already had the colour printed onto it in my usual way. So have a look at some of my other videos if you want to see how I do that. And then I have this stash of tissue paper with dry colour on, and I can use it to collage that into the piece as it goes through the press. So the photopolymer plate went through first with the chine collé, and then I immediately put it straight back through the press with this dry point line mark as well. And you can actually see that the plates don't line up completely, but as you probably know, I quite like messy edges, so that doesn't bother me too much. And I'll just show you the plates here. So that is the dry point plate. There really isn't much to it. It is just those lines. And I've used that plate several times to go over other plates to use together with other things. So that's why it's fairly simple. And then this is the photopolymer plate, which is a bit difficult to see there. But that is photographically exposed metal, I suppose, which it's an intaglio printmaking form. So the exposure basically makes little dips in the, it's a bit like newspaper printing, I suppose. It makes little dips in the metal where the ink stays, and that's what prints. And it's a really nice way of getting very painterly marks. It will print exactly what you've put on your strata. In my case, I used some see-through mark resist and painted onto it. This was originally a much bigger plate, and I do have a few of the prints left from when it was a bigger plate. And I've cut it down into smaller parts and actually made lots of lovely different prints with the smaller parts. So I'm really glad I did that. So this one's made in the same way. The yellow is the chine collé element. And then this one here, odd one out. Like I say, this plate was actually made, it's a photopolymer plate made exactly the same way. In fact, I've got it here. So that's that plate there. And you can see it's really quite painterly. So I painted onto this see-through plastic, exposed that onto the metal, and then it prints exactly what you've painted. And I really like this, actually. I did a few prints a long time ago, and I rediscovered the plate. It's still got life in it yet. So I printed once again. And then this blue part or purple part down at the bottom is actually monoprint. I just wanted to add a little bit of almost purple to make that yellow sing out in the sky. And then this one here again is the other photopolymer plate. It has had a little bit of drawing put onto it just to make that island show a little bit more. And I've also added this sun or moon, whichever you want to call it, which I really like. Just kind of is a focus. Because this doesn't have the dry point line on it, there's not so much focus in it. So I kind of felt I had to have quite a definite shape as well. So those are the latest pieces that are will be on my shop very soon, and I will let you know when that happens, and they will be available for sale.